for the right unless you're gonna stand up against the wrong. Tell me how you're gonna ever stop being weak unless you make your mind up to be strong. You've got to do right, walk in the light, it won't be long. There's no need of standing up for the right unless you're gonna stand up against the wrong. Tell me how you're gonna ever stop being weak unless you make your mind up to be strong. You got to do right, walk in the light, it won't be long. Let me tell you now, it's easy to hate your enemy, and it's just as easy to love your friend. But if you're gonna love like the Bible tells you, you got to let the love of God come in. You got to do right, walk in the light, it won't be long. Oh, don't you wanna love him better? Don't you wanna love him more? Oh, can't you hear the Savior knocking? He keeps knocking at your door. You better make a haste to seek your Maker before you have to meet with the Undertaker. He will save you right now if you are willing. Can't you see the Bible is fulfilling? You got to do right, walk in the light, it won't be long. Oh, don't you wanna love him better? Don't you wanna love him more? Can't you hear the Savior knocking? He keeps knocking at your door. You better make a haste to seek your Maker before you have to meet with the Undertaker. He will save you right now if you are willing. Can't you see the Bible is fulfilling? You got to do right, walk in the light, it won't be long. I said you got to do right, walk in the light, it won't be long.
All right, everybody put your smiling faces on. We are on camera. Everybody's on camera. Everybody smile. At the end of the meeting, we're going to go outside and do a selfie.
We're not.
Oh, have a selfie. You ready? Here we go. Good evening.
Good evening.
And welcome to the City of Douglas Marion Commission meeting. This is our regular meeting. And today is November the 28th, 2016. And we're going to have our invocation by Pastor Kevin Dickers of Waycross Holiness Baptist Church. Pastor.
Appreciate the opportunity to come and be with y'all, service of the community. Appreciate what you're doing. I'm sure you didn't ask for a sermon or starting a revival here at the City Hall, but I just had a few thoughts. An old pastor told me when I first got started preaching, he said, don't go to impress, but go to express what's in your heart. And Mayor Paul called me a week or so ago and asked me to do this. And I had no choir. I'd never done this quite like this, invocation. So if I mess it up, I won't get an invitation back, and I'll do that. So, but I thought about it as he asked me, and it's probably, maybe shame to say, in my adult lifehood, I probably had thought about city servitude or servants of the communities more the last week or so than I have probably my whole life. And I began to think about the weariness of dealing with the problems and everybody's troubles and inconvenient things and a lot of things that people don't want to deal with. And thank God for the few people that want to step up and to represent their given communities and places of where they live and be a part of what makes our America so great and so wonderful. We have a representation and I thought about, though, dealing with these inconvenient problems and problems that are not one answer or one day or 1 week or sometimes not even 1 year, or sometimes in a decade cannot be solved. But the weirdness that has to come along with that. I know most times is from year to year elected officers, but a lot of you have served for many years, and I commend y'all for that. But I thought about another leader as the mayor asked me right after I got off the phone with him. I thought about Moses when he was in the wilderness with the children of Israel. He had left Egyptian bondage, and he had about 1.5 million, 2 million people to deal with. And he began the problems of that society, that community, wandering, and that began to weigh on him. But he had a wise father-in-law, and he went by his father-in-law's house one day, and this is what his father-in-law in the 13th verse of the 18th chapter of Exodus. So it came to pass on the morrow that Moses sat to judge the people, and the people stood by Moses from the morning to the evening. And when Moses' father-in-law saw that all he did, the people, he said, "What is this thing that thou doest to the people? Why sittest thou alone, and all the people stand from the morning until the evening?" Skip down to 17th verse. And Moses' father-in-law said unto him, "This thing that thou doest is not good. Thou wilt surely wear away, both thou and this people that is with thee. For this thing is too heavy for thee. Thou art not able to perform it in thy own self. Hearken now unto my voice. I will give thee counsel, and God shall be with thee, and be with thou for the people of God, that thou mayest bring the cause to God. Thou shalt teach them ordinances, laws, and thou shalt shew them the way wherein thou must walk, and walk that thou must do. Moreover, thou shalt provide out all the people, able men, such as fear of God, men of truth, hating covetousness, and place such over them, to be rulers over thousands, rulers over hundreds, rulers over 50s, rulers over 10. And let them judge the people at the season. It shall be that every great matter shall be bring forth unto thee, but every small matter shall be judged, so that it be easier for thyself, and thou shalt bear the burdens with thee. And if thou shalt do this thing, God command thee, then shall the people be able to endure. And all this people shall also go to the place in peace." I thought about, there's no one person here should bear the burden of this city, but this council has got strengths among it, understandings, knowledge, things that one may know that other may know, and we come together. And maybe you're not over the 1,000, maybe you're just over the 50, but that doesn't make your job or your responsibility no less or no greater than the one before you. Let's pray. Dear God of heaven, we thank you for this time to come together. We ask you, oh God, to take these leaders of this community, oh God, give them wisdom, give them knowledge, oh God, give them patience, Lord, as they deal with the problems of this community and find solutions and find answers for even a better community and a better place to live. We commend them. We thank you, God, for putting people in this positions, oh God, that have proven themselves in years past to make Douglas a city worth coming to, industries and families to come that attracts all sorts, God. We ask you, oh God, just to continue to bless them and let them realize that they're not one carrying the burden all by themselves, but in a group, in a council, in one strength, relying on other strengths, bring this city to a greater community. In the name of Jesus we pray.
Amen. Thank you very much, Pastor. Next, we have the Pledge of Allegiance, and as always, we're going to be led by the Coffee County Navy Junior ROTC, one of our premier cadets, Lieutenant Commander Ortiz, and Lieutenant Junior Grade Metz. If you would, please stand as they lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Mark. Left. 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 Right. Left. Left.
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Right, right. Forward, march, left, 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 right.
You may be seated. As always, we'd like to thank our young adults for spending the time and taking the time to come out here and lead us in our pledge of allegiance.
You know, I would like to say, Mayor, that one thing that I like, that we don't hardly pay any attention to, he said, under God, not over, but under. We'll be lose our way sometimes.
Okay, excellent. As you see, also from the previous meeting, our minutes, we've actually taken care of that on the work session and put that on the consent agenda. So if you would, please remove item number 4. And we will go to, everybody okay with that? Good on there?
Yes, sir.
And that will take us to the approval of the order of the agenda. I entertain a motion.
Second.
It's been motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have announced city's Plan First designation, and that is Ms. Dale Batt. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing well, how about y'all?
Doing all right?
I'm just going to introduce Ms. Adrian Wood, Planning Outreach Coordinator with Georgia Department of Community Affairs. She's going to come back to the presentation and explain the program.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dale. Mr. Mayor, Commissioners.
How you doing this evening?
How are you all?
Doing well.
I bring you greetings from Commissioner Camila Knowles at DCA, as well as our board and my boss, of course, Brian Williamson is not my boss. Brian Johnson. He's the person who signed the letter you would have received back in October announcing that you received the Plan First designation. And we're very excited that you have joined the program. There are only 4 communities this year that joined, 3 cities and 1 county. They joined the 17 others that have been designated in the last 2 years. Plan First is a 3-year program that officially begins January 1st and will last for the 3 calendar years going forward. You received the designation because of your total commitment to planning and plan implementation in this community. You are to me what a Plan First community really is. You've always had a commitment to planning down here. And I say down here because I live in Macon, which is north. And you've always had a commitment to implementing that plan, not just putting it on the shelf or using it as a doorstop. So with that, we thank you, and we're pleased to recognize you for that. The Plan First designation comes with a few incentives because we like to reward and award at DCA. And the incentives for you are things like every year eligibility to apply for Community Development Block Grant rather than every other year. And the one that's most popular is the half a point off of GFA loans for the Georgia Fund. So when you do any sort of GFA work for the next 3 years, you'll get a little bit back off of your payback. And as well as a point off of 3 DCA programs, one for the Downtown Development Revolving Loan Fund, one for the Employment Incentive Program, which I think y'all have used extensively over the years. And then the third one is the Redevelopment Fund, which comes through the CDBG program. So we compliment you, we congratulate you, and we hope you will be able to join us in January at the Capitol. It's either going to be on January the 26th or the 24th. It's a Tuesday or a Thursday, where we will present you with your official plaque suitable for putting on Dale's desk. And then we'll go across and have a picture made with the governor. So we hope you'll be able to join us.
Thank you.
So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And I have I guess I'll give this to Dale, suitable for framing.
Outstanding.
We'll take a picture with the mayor.
We can.
Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, down.
Dale, you should be in it too, I think, you've done all the work here, so.
Will it be in the paper? Do I have on lipstick?
The mayor doesn't either, it's okay.
I will be on TV.
If you don't say it's okay.
Did you hear what she said?
I heard that.
Did you hear that?
I heard that.
Oh, everybody wanted to be a joke.
All right. Great.
Outstanding.
There you go. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. But yes.
It's okay, it's all right, you know.
Probably tells him the same thing.
That was a pretty good joke. If it would have been on commission. Darn, it was a great. Outstanding. Next, we have the second reading of ordinance amending chapter 18, buildings and building code. As always, we turn that over to our city attorney, Mr. Jerome Adams. How you doing this evening?
I'm good, Mr. Mayor. How are you all?
Doing well.
All right, this will be the second reading, so you'll take action on this after the second reading. You are ordained by the Mayor Board of Commissioners, Douglas, and regular meeting assuming pursuant lawful authority thereof, the building and building regulations of the city of Douglas, Georgia, amended, is amended, and stands amended as followed by deleting or replacing section 1831 C and D. Deleting C, 2003 edition of the International Product Maintenance Code is adopted by reference to the copy fully herein with modifications hereafter set forth. Section 103.1, 103.2, 103.3 shall be deleted and amended by addition of section 103.1, which shall read as follows. The community development director or her duly appointed representative is designated as building official. 2003 edition of the International Existing Building Code is adopted by reference to the copy fully herein. Replacing the 2012 edition of the International Property Maintenance Code, its amendments as set forth by the Georgia Department of Community Affairs is adopted by references to a copy fully herein with modifications hereinafter set forth. Section 103.1, 103.2, and 103.3 shall be deleted and amended by addition of section 103.1, which shall read as follows. The community development director or her duly authorized representative designated as building official. 2012 edition of the National Existing Building Code is adopted by reference as the copy fully herein offered read for the first time in the regular meeting of Mayor Board of Commissioners, City of Douglas, Georgia, on November 14, 2016, and read for the second time and passed ordained at the regular meeting of the Mayor Board of Commissioners at the property advertising chapter and acquired on the charter of the City of Douglas, Georgia, on November 28, 2016, and is read for action.
Outstanding. I entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second motion. It's been motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much, Mr. Adams. Next on the agenda, we have concerns of our Mayor Pro Tem, Pearson. Mayor Pro Tem, please.
As I stated in the work session, I would reserve my comments regarding the complaint that was filed by myself on behalf to the Coffee County NAACP. I would reserve them for the regular meeting, in which I am now doing. And for the record, Madam Clerk, I want this complaint to be made a part of the official minutes for this meeting. Now, as you, no, just my verbal,
Okay.
because I think Mr. Presley presented you all with the written at the last meeting. So, on this day, I'm doing a verbal complaint that I would like to be added to what has already been stated. Before I get started, I want to, first of all, because Mayor, I heard you say to Mr. Adams, or say to Mr. Presley, correct, that personnel cannot be talked about in an open meeting. So, Mr. Adams, I need that to be clarified for me, because I recall a personnel issue some years back involving one of our city employees, and we chose to take that issue inside of executive session. And we received an order from the Superior Court of Coffee County saying that we had violated law.
What that involved was bringing into the executive session an outside party that was present during the executive session. And if I remember correctly, whatever action was taken during that executive session was set aside.
Right, it was. So then, in doing that, bringing someone into the executive session, how were we to discuss the matter if we didn't do it in executive session? Because we did it in executive session, but I'm referring to what the mayor stated in terms of not discussing personnel matters in the open meeting. So I want some clarification.
The purpose of going into executive session to discuss personnel matters is for the commission only. It is not to take testimony from any outside parties concerning it personnel.
Okay.
So it is proper to go into executive session and discuss personnel matters. However, it is improper to bring in a third party in that executive session to discuss a personnel matter.
Right, but so in our regular open meeting like we are in now, we can talk about personnel.
If you so choose.
Thank you. So I just wanted to get that clear, that we're not violating the law to discuss this issue. Which brings me to my complaint that I filed with the NAACP of Coffee County approximately 2 weeks or so ago. On November the 4th, 2016, I received a copy of an incident report dated October the 31st, 2016, where a certain elected official had been involved in an incident with a Douglas police officer. It was disclosed to me that the officer was going to issue a citation to the commissioner for 2 offenses. But however, I was informed that the officer was told by his superiors that he was not to issue the citation to the commissioner, and it would be best if that incident report was destroyed. I disclosed this information to City Manager Terrell Jacobs, and he informed me that he was aware of the incident and that he had informed Chief Castellos that if Mayor Pro Tem Pearson learned of this, it would be a problem. Well, Mayor Pro Tem Pearson did learn of this, and there is a problem. There is not only a problem because of the discriminatory manner in which Mayor Pro Tem has been treated, but because the citizens of Douglas, Georgia, deserve better and more professional services than a cover-up. And in my opinion, that's exactly what has happened. I can assure you, had this been a regular citizen or Mayor Pro Tem Pearson, if I had disobeyed what the officer had stated for me to do, or a regular citizen had disobeyed, then that officer would have proceeded behind me or the other regular citizens. Our citizens deserve fair treatment, and more importantly, they deserve transparency in the law, not a cover-up. Upon learning of the various information, I requested that this mayor and this commission have an investigation to conduct it to find the truth. Needless to say, the vote went 3 in favor of the investigation and 3 not in favor of an investigation. Go figure. Now, I am appalled at the actions of this mayor and council because I feel like we have a responsibility to do the right thing. Now, it could be said, well, we don't know that there is a cover-up, but that's right, we don't know. But it appears to be, because several sources have came to me and stated that the officer was told he was not going to issue the citation. And when he did issue it, after I found out about the report, I went and got the report, and at that point, 10 days later, a citation was issued, but it was not issued for what the original charge was, which was you cannot proceed down that road. And the person chose to proceed down that road anyway. It was issued for not parking behind the officer's car. I am concerned about this because, in my opinion, such matter is very minute. That's a small matter. I'm concerned that if we're bothered to try to cover up for a commissioner who disobeyed the law, what would happen if it was something more serious? Now, Ms. McNeil, Commissioner McNeil, you sat here at that last meeting and you stated to Commissioner Moore that he did in fact tell you that he had went down the road the officer said not to go. Commissioner Dern has confirmed that he heard you say that. Miss City Clerk Juanetta Boulder has confirmed that she heard you say that.
understanding from Commissioner Moore was that he turned around and went the other way.
That's not what you
No.
stated at our
Okay.
last meeting.
Okay.
That's not what you stated.
Okay.
And it's been confirmed by others up here that you did tell him. You said it twice. Commissioner Moore, you told me that you went down the road that the officer told you not to go down. You said that twice, Ms. McNeil. But we're not gonna argue about that.
Misunderstood.
We're not gonna argue about that. That's fine. That pastor who was asked to come here tonight, he was asked to come here for a reason, and what he spoke on had to come from God. Because like he said, it's not to be on one person to do what's right. It's on this whole council. And if you all do not want to take and look into what's happening, because we have several issues going on, and we all know it. We all know it. The high turnover rate, the discrepancies in how different people are treated. And I'm just to the point, I'm sick and tired of it. I am really sick and tired of it. But I can assure you, you all say you're going to get Mr. Presley something in writing.
That's correct.
Not only to Mr. Presley, you get me something in writing because I made the complaint. I know you're going to do it to the whole council. But see, the point is, it should not have taken this long. It should not have taken 2 weeks ago. And then for him to have to come back. We should have already had something. We should have already had something. But to those of you who did not agree to try to launch an investigation into what's going on, if there is something wrong, then you all are at fault. And I tell you, the citizens of Douglas needs to demand your resignation. If you're not going to uphold the seats that you're holding, you don't need them. You don't need them. But I'm tired. I am tired. I assure you, I am tired. And this is not the last of this. This is not the last of it. This commission had the authority to do an investigation to get down to the truth. If you're scared, you don't need to be sitting up here. That's my complaint. I rest my case for now, but that's not the end of it. I will continue to move forward to the G.B.R, to the FBI, ACLU, wherever I need to go into this matter. Don't sit there nodding your heads at me, Mr. Attorney, because you sat there and you heard Ms. Cindy say that and you didn't say anything to her at that last meeting. You didn't address it. Nobody addressed it but me when I said, really.
It wasn't my place to address it.
Okay.
Well, what she's saying is untrue. I did go, and the officer was standing there. He stopped, and I live around the corner. And he told me to turn to the right. I said, "Do you know who I am?" He said, "I most certainly know who you are." And I said, "Well, me and you and the chief will have a talk Monday." So I turned, me and my wife, see, he didn't see her in there. I turned and went the way he originally told me. And the reason I told him that was, is the attitude he had his wife out there with him, which is inappropriate. But I did never tell him I was going on down that road. I'm not stupid. And I haven't been indicted for anything. And you have, and you talking about me.
All right, no, excuse me. We would not have any character assassination. We addressed Mr. Moore. I offered Mr. Moore an opportunity to respond. He has responded. So we're not gonna have a back and forth.
No, we're not. But I'm going to address what he said about an indictment since he brought it up.
That he did. I do agree to that. Mayor Pro Tem. You finished?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's back to the Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes, sir. Matter of fact, Commissioner Moore, you stated about an indictment. Well, the indictment was not pertaining to the stop that I got out on November 2015. Now, when I got out of my car, 2015, November the 5th, it was because I was concerned for the life of some people, what was going on, what was wrong. I saw a young lady standing on the sidewalk, as I have said numerous times. But see, had the City of Douglas Police Department afforded me what they afforded you, that would have never have been on social media sites. It would not have ever been on Channel 10 News. It would have never been on Douglas Scanner. But you see, I was not afforded that for whatever reason. I got out, I saw a young lady on the sidewalk to ask her what was happening. As soon as I approached her and said, "What's happening, honey?" by that time the officers began saying, "Go back to your car, ma'am." I began backing up, going back to my car upon them stating that. That's what I did. Even though I complied and went back to my car, it was sent to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation to investigate me, to try to bring some charges against me. The GBI found no wrongdoing in what I did because I went back to my car like the officer instructed me. So the indictment that has come about came about afterwards. After they were not able to pin that on me, they came up with some fraudulent mess about helping people to vote. People have always helped people to vote. Just letting you know a little history of it. Because the fact of the matter is, certain people in this community do not approve of me sitting in this seat. But those people who don't approve are the ones who do not live in my district. So to clarify with you, since you're talking about an indictment, that's just a motive to get me out of this seat that I sit in, like some of you would really like to see happen. So that's what that's all about. Nothing to do with not complying with what the officer said. The indictment is about helping people to vote. Since you chose to bring that up. But like I say, I was not afforded the opportunity. When you got your ticket that you got, it stated under investigation. That night I got out of my car, it was not allowed to be under investigation. It was immediately sent to the media to scandalize my name and try to bring shame on me. But there's no shame to be brought because I did nothing wrong. Had I not complied to the officer, I would have been at fault and I would have been arrested. You didn't comply. And you know you didn't comply. You've told several people that you went down the road. The officer told you not to go down, and so has that officer. So what I want to know is, why has his statement changed? He's been forced to change his statement, which would have been revealed if we did an investigation. But one will get done. But I just think I need to respond to that about the indictment.
Agreed.
Thank you.
I went down the road he told me to, and I never told him that I was going up the road because he said the road is closed, but it wasn't because there were people coming that way toward me. And I did go down the road, and he never told me to stop. He was gonna write me a citation. There's several innuendos in there that's not true.
Okay.
But I did not, so basically I did not disobey him because I did go the way he told me to go.
Outstanding. I will afford an opportunity. Mr. Rope, you have any comments?
No.
Commissioner Durham, do you have any comments? Commissioner McNeil?
I'm still confused about which way went, and I'm sorry.
Okay.
I
Not a
really
problem.
am. Sorry.
Commissioner Gower, do you have any comments?
I do have to say for the record that I'm not scared of anybody in this room or anybody in this seat. And I'm up here to do my job, and I want to do it the best I see fit. You can count on it, take it to the bank.
All right. Outstanding. Next, we have on the agenda, we have the items on the consent agenda. And Mr. City Manager, would you do me a favor and read the first line on all items that are on the consent agenda as a reminder, and also to let the citizens know what we have a generalized consensus of.
You have 8 items, Mayor and Commission, and the first item is the review of minutes of the November 14th. The second item is the repeal of the city ordinance, chapter 98, vehicles for hire. The third item is the Sunday sale alcohol beverage fees. The fourth item is the approval of the work authorization number 3, T-Hanger Area Development Design Phase. Fifth item is the appointment of the Land Bank Authority. Those individuals are Mr. Theodore Braswell and Mr. Sidney McNeil. The sixth item, is the 2016 CHIP application. The seventh item is the award of the street resurfacing contract to East Coast Asphalt. Yeah. The last item, number 8, is the purchase of one 2017 Ford Explorer Pursuit utility. Those are all the items.
Outstanding. Thank you very much, Mr. Jacobs. I entertain a motion. It's a motion and second for the items on the consent agenda. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. We have a few items that we brought forward also.
Okay. The first item is the alcohol beverage ordinance amendment. This will be read for the first time. We're on out of the week.
I get to read a lot tonight.
Yes, see?
All right, be it ordained by the Mayor and Board of Commissioners, the City of Douglas, and regular meeting assembly pursuant to lawful authority thereof, the environmental code and regulations of the City of Douglas, Georgia, amended and stands amended as follows. Section 6.1 definitions, delete the definition of restaurant and bowling alley and replacing it with bowling alley, bowling center means an establishment which is licensed to sell still spirits, malt beverages, or wine, and which derives 50% of its total annual gross revenue either from the rental of bowling lanes and bowling equipment and the sale of prepared meals and other food products. The bowling alley center also includes any indoor room space or area which is open to or frequented by the public and operated for gain and which is located for the use of one or more surface ways, usually 42 inches by 60 feet in dimension each, upon which balls are rolled towards standing pins. Restaurant means any public place kept, maintained, advertised, and held out to the public as a place where meals are served, and at least 50% of its total annual gross sales are derived from the sale of prepared meals or food. Add section 6.7.1, exception to days, hours of sale. The sale of alcoholic beverages for consumption on the premises on Sundays from 12:30 p.m. until 12 midnight in any licensed establishment which derives at least 50% of its annual gross sales from the sale of prepared meals or food that meets the definition of a restaurant in this section. Class 2 licensed retail sales on Sunday between the hours of 12:30 p.m. and 11:30 p.m. Bowling alley or center on Sundays between the hours of 12:30 p.m. and 12 midnight. Delete section 620 and replace it with section 620. Sales in town center district. It shall be unlawful for any person to sell, offer, sell, or distribute or otherwise dispense any alcoholic beverage, whether the same as a class 1, 2, or 3 license as defined by the Alcoholic Beverage Code within the town center business district. The Board of Commission may authorize the sale of alcohol by the drink under a class 3 license in the town center district, provided the business meets the definition of a restaurant as defined in section 6.1 of the Alcoholic Beverage Code or during any special event or catering that is approved by the Board of Commissioners. Often read for the first time at the regular meeting of the Mayor and Board of Commissioners of the City of Douglas, Georgia on November 28, 2016, and you'll have a second reading and take action on this on December 12th.
Next item is the disorderly conduct ordinance amendment.
Be it ordained by the Mayor and Board of Commissioners of Douglas in the regular meeting assembled pursuant to lawful authority thereof, the offenses and miscellaneous provisions of the City of Douglas, Georgia is amended, stands amended, falls, amended by deleting section 62:14:20 and replacing with section 62:14:20 consumed alcoholic beverages on any public street, sidewalk, or other public property within the corporate limits of the city. Possession of open containers of alcohol beverages or containers with seal broken shall be prima facie evidence of consumption. This code section shall not apply to any place where the Board of Commissioners has approved an alcoholic beverage special event permit or whether other approved catered event. The code section shall not apply to any sidewalk or area where a business has a valid sidewalk cafe permit. Often read for the first time at the regular meeting of the Mayor and Board of Commissioners of the City of Douglas, Georgia on November 28, 2016. And you'll have a second reading and take action on this on December 12th.
Okay. All right, leave us all that. Hopefully we got one more, excuse me.
Annexation.
Annexation and rezoning petition of Douglas Coffee County Industrial Park.
Be it ordained by the Mayor and Board of Commissioners of the City of Douglas, Georgia, G.B.R. ordained by authority sanctioned from and after the effective date of this ordinance, Father Child property contiguous to the City of Douglas, Georgia, hereby annexed into and made a part of the City of Douglas, Georgia, upon application of the owner's area contiguous to the City of Douglas as described in Exhibit A survey for Douglas Coffee County Industrial Park, being tract 1 consisting of 41.13 acres and tract 2 consisting of 17.37 acres is hereby annexed into the City of Douglas and made a part of the city. The area described as Exhibit A, Douglas Coffee County Industrial Authority property shall be zoned M2 industrial. Clerk of the City of Douglas is instructed to send a certified copy of this ordinance together with a map and complete survey by a competent surveyor of the area to be annexed to the governing authority of Coffee County within 30 days after the effective date of the annexation set forth below. All ordinances and parts of ordinance in conflict with this ordinance repealed. This ordinance shall become effective on the 12th day of December 2016. often read for the first time at a regular meeting, of the Mayor and Board of Commissioners, City of Douglas, Georgia, on November 28, 2016. And we'll have the second reading of this one on December 12th.
Thank you very much.
All right, the last item is the appointments to the Air Base Preservation Development.
Just wanted to announce tonight, there's 7 vacancies on the Air Base Preservation and Development Committee. We'll be advertising for anyone who'd like to serve on that committee in the next 2 weeks. Applications can be picked up here at City Hall. The Air Base Committee deals with the preservation and development of the World War II Army Air Force Base at the airport. Anybody interested, just come by, see a copy of the application.
Thank you very much.
That's all the items we have from the work session.
Outstanding.
And there's no need for, utility appeal on the executive session.
Sounds good. Next, we have staff comments, and as always, we'll turn that over to Ms. Georgia Henderson. How you doing, Georgia?
Doing well, you all?
Doing well.
Just want to share some announcements. First, we would like to thank everyone who came out the past weekend and participated in the first annual Community Thanksgiving Spectacular and the kickoff for our toy drive. Just want to let everyone know that the toy drive will continue on with our efforts of many joint organizations, including our Douglas Police Department, Fire Department, and other agencies. We'll collect new unwrapped toys for the toy drive, $10 value. We have about at City Hall, we'll have one at City Hall, our police department, and some other departments, the fire department, or you can make a monetary donation to the City of Douglas through our public information office. All monies that are raised will go 100% back to toys for kids 12 and under in this community. There's a great need from what I'm hearing. There's over 1,000 kids on the list for toys, and it's gonna take some dollars and people making those donations to make every little boy and girl wish come true, so they can receive a toy for Christmas. The planned date for the toy distribution will be on December the 17th at Central Square Complex from 9 a.m. until 12 noon. And that the distribution will be for people who have already signed up for the toys. If you would like to submit your name to the list, you can call the fire department, 384-4815, to see which steps you need to take to get your child registered on that list. I want to say that the City of Douglas will have a blood drive this Wednesday, November the 30th, from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. All donors who donate blood will receive a fleece blanket, a wellness checkup that would include your blood pressure, your iron count, and a cholesterol screening. So this holiday, give the gift of blood, of life, by donating blood. And that will, again, will be here at City Hall this Wednesday. This weekend is the 53rd Annual Festival of Lights Christmas Parade. We would like to see everyone out lining the street or participating in the parade either way. The parade will kick off this Saturday at 6:30 p.m. And we want to thank our sponsors of the parade, the City of Douglas, the Coffee County Commission, and the Douglas Coffee County Chamber of Commerce. The Martin Center will host 3 events for the holiday season. One is a concert on December the 7th by John Glosson. Another is on December the 10th. It's one of the dance studios presenting a production called Polar Express. And another on December the 17th, another dance studio, Expression Dance Studio, presents Happy Holidays. There are many other community events taking place now until the end of the year. We want everyone to get involved. For a list of all the events taking place in the community, we'd like to push everyone to our website, cityofdouglas.com, to get full details, or you can call the Public Information Office, 383-0277. And just want to say, if you're that last minute person signing up for the parade, we are taking registrations through this Friday up until 5 o'clock at the Public Information Office, 211 South Gaskin Avenue. We're located inside the Ashley Slater House. Those are my announcements. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda, we have general comments from the audience. If we have a citizen that is present that would like to address the council, please go to the podium, state your name, address, telephone number, and your concern.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Tony Dalton, 1509 Gas. I got a question, and I was just listening to what was going on. But the thing is, is I seen a lot of attitude when she said what she said about him in that corner over there. And it make people, if they watching this, it make the community feel bad, you know? And it ain't about racism and all this here. It's just the way that they doing things. Cause anybody else get a ticket, it ain't 2 months, it ain't 3 months, it's right then. And so if the community hear this on TV, they feel like they could do it. You know, why we can't get away with it? It's gonna be a problem if we do anything. So now, my thing is, Commissioner Pierce, when you get denied, let God in. Cause one thing about Coffee County, it always been crooked. And ain't nothing gonna change unless the people change their ways and their outlook on this city. Cause this city got a dark cloud over it. And people need to be honest. If you ain't down for right, like you say, move. And so, one thing about God, if you wrong, it'll leak. It don't take darkness. It's dark out there. Morning coming. You got a lawyer, or sit here and say one thing and change it up. All this here, God got to handle this. You can't handle this. He can't handle this. Can't nobody handle this but God. So when you got an attitude like what I just seen, cause of what you said, that show you favoritism and show you how they feel about you. So you don't care about how nobody feel about you. You let God work this out.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
My name is G.B.R. My address is 51 Parkway Avenue, Douglas, Georgia. I'm here to ask you guys to reconsider the Thanksgiving and Christmas Day no-alcohol sales. I own the Time Out Sports Bar and Grill, 1009 North Peterson Avenue. I thank you for the Sunday sales, everybody that voted for it, and all of you guys that agreed. But now I come to you asking about the Thanksgiving Day holiday sales. I see that was never really approached or had any referendum on.
Thank you. I have a question, being that you can stand up there, but it's to our staff. But no, because I really wasn't aware that we had that until recently. When did that happen? Do y'all know?
When Roger still here, me and Roger looked at it, actually, that's a local provision that we have to do in. It's put in years ago. 1978.
Really?
Yeah, so.
I could have sworn.
Yeah, because Ms. Bear did her due diligence, she called the state, and the state told her, no, that's a local call in relation to that. So when we did the referendum, none of us thought about holidays prospectively, whatever. So it was just one of those things that didn't come up because our main focus was to put the referendum on for the citizens to vote on the Sunday sale, not the holiday issue.
But you have the power by ordinance to change those holidays if you so choose.
And it's been there since the 70s. Okay, well, I graduated high school. Okay, no wonder. Okay, thank you. Thank you. That's something we can definitely look at.
Greetings. My name is George Boston, 5004 Oak Drive, Valdosta, Georgia. And I just got a comment for the council and to the mayor and all you elected officials. On my YouTube channel, Boston G.B.R., I'm covering 16 to 18 cities and counties, dealing with city and county governments. And I know and I can tell that people took things at heart this evening, but I want to commend Douglas. And I'm not doing this for any favoritism, for somebody to say something good about me or nobody else. But I want to commend the mayor and you elected officials in this regard. When I look at you all had opposition, I watched how you dealt with it. And believe it or not, I've gone through some cities that if this would have happened, people would have walked out of the meeting and it would just been total chaos. So I'm going to take my seat, but I started not to say nothing. But all these cities that I go through and see turmoil, people fight one another far worse than anything I've seen in life. So I want to commend Douglas for the camaraderie that you do have without all the outbursts that definitely, as a retired military veteran of 21 years, this is more like the nation that I serve to protect. And I thank you all very much, Douglas.
Thank you. Thank you for your service.
At this time, yes.
My name is Theodore Braswell. I live right here in Douglas. I came tonight to tell you that we have a ministerial allowance. We also have a Coffee County ministerial allowance. I'm a part of that also. But we have another, it's Afro American ministerial allowance. And what we're trying to do is try to catch those that are unchurched, those that are not participating in the one that we have. I know last year we had ran our hard, we had like 15 to 2,000 people. That's really not a percentage of the people that live in Coffee County. So we have a lot of work to do. That being said, at December 12, 13, 14, we're having a revival at High Tyler Memorial Temple. And on the 18th, we are having a banquet. And those that are in the Coffee County Ministerial Lines, they're going to come over and help us do some things on that side of the track. I forget, this is Richard Hutchinson commission down here. But I was speaking because I'm the chairman of this Coffee County Ministerial Line, this Afro-American Ministerial Line. Now some don't agree with the name, but the name has nothing to do with racism. We name it because we want to reach those, so we can continue to have meetings like we have now. The only thing we have one ministerial line in two places. The same as Jerome will tell you with our American Legion. We have two American Legion, but it's really one American Legion in two places. So we're going to be working close together, and we need a building. We're applying for the West Summer on December the 18th. And we want to get permission. I talked to the mayor this afternoon, city manager. This afternoon, I talked to a few of the commission. So we certainly would appreciate it if we could get the West Summer December 18th, 2016.
And what we're gonna do, we're taking 100 kids that's from the neighborhood, taking 100 kids, we're gonna dress them out, make them feel good. Those that during this time of the year, they need to know that somebody care. You know, everybody's reaching out, it's time of giving and everything. We're taking 100 kids, we're gonna dress them out uniformly, take and feed them. We're gonna have a revival, give them the word, then we're gonna take them over here and show them that we love them. And all the people gonna come together, it's not gonna just be one group. But that's what we are, to try to reach those that try to reach the fatherless. Because you know our neighborhood, we got a lot of kids that don't have fathers at home, and that's what we're trying to do, create an organization that become peer mentors to these kids in our neighborhood.
And we're also working with the Board of Education to make sure that our children don't fall through the cracks. And we're gonna set up some stuff like tutoring for those that are unable to hire tutors. So we need your support so we can move forward for our endeavors.
And I did advise Reverend Baswell that y'all would have to vote on that issue in consent in relation. There is an administrative fee that we charge in regards to that. So I did advise them.
Right.
And
also the letter that we need to write.
Right, and they would want to, they're gonna write a letter to that effect as well. So obviously, if y'all are in consensus to proceed, then they can promote it, but then we will ratify.
Let us see. This is what the nation does.
Okay, that is.
All right, check this out. These two gentlemen here. Yes, look, they come up.
they couldn't pass the bill.
Oh.
I think they look pretty well, man. I think they look pretty well.
How many we have, about 500?
Y'all the best looking guys out there. Wow. I am so, it is a blessing to see both y'all over here. How you feel about that?
Oh, no problem.
Commissioner Moore? You? What you got?
No problem.
I'm over
Good?
it.
You good?
All right, we'll bring it back on the 12th, y'all. Right.
We're good? Sounds good. We're
Thank you
good?
very much.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. That was a good comeback. Best comeback.
We now know you Mr. Braswell.
All right, at this point, do we have any other citizens so I can close this and we can move on? We appear to be at the conclusion of that. As always, I'll close it with the comments of the Marion Commission. And we're gonna start with Commissioner Kentaywon Carter, gonna let Mayor Funk sing at his wedding Carter.
No, you won't.
Amazing grace. Wait. Let's get it on. You gonna let me sing?
No.
Okay. Let's go.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Truly, I hope and pray that everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving holidays. And we're approaching our Christmas holiday. And, you know, the purpose of Christmas and the true meaning of Christmas, you know, try to teach and educate a child on what the true meaning of Christmas is. It's not just getting a gift. It's not just, you know, seeing a tree. But it's all about Jesus Christ and his birth. And, you know, it's good, you know, to teach them about Santa Claus. That's good too. But just make sure you teach them about Jesus Christ. That's the meaning for Christmas. And our prayers go out towards the Andrews and Brockington family. And my prayers go out to my family, the Harrell family. And on this month, it was an announcement, but I'll make an announcement. On this month, December 17th, I will be getting married. Yes, and the man will not be singing at my wedding. Why you gotta call me out? And that's a great, chapter that's been the start. And I just want to commend the citizens of Douglas. Y'all been doing real good. I mean, like with the keeping your yards clean and stuff. You don't have to really mow because the season of mowing is about over. But with the trash and everything, I think we done went down with the littering, if I'm not mistaken, with dumping stuff out and leaving in places where you can't dump it out. I think we done went down with that if I'm wrong or whatever. But, it takes the citizens to make the community, and we thank them for that. And I tell you, we in the month of November, and this is the 11th month of this year. I started in January. I didn't know if I was going to start or if I was going to finish. Yeah. I didn't know if I was going to start or I was going to finish because I had a stroke on December the 19th. And I'm here. I'm alive. I can move. I can think. I've seen a lot of people up there that had strokes. Clocks to the brain, and just looking at the wall and looking at the ceiling. But I can look at everybody, and I can be the voice for my citizens on today of Ward 2. I appreciate Ward 2 here. We got the highest ward in the Oh, yes, I do. Oh, yes, I do. I take credit for that. But And it's just been a pleasure working with every councilman and, every councilman and commissioner. And one thing I like about our commission, we might not agree on everything. Because, if everybody was like Tay, this would be a hard world. Because I'm very crucial. A lot of people say, oh, he's so friendly, but, I'm just that type of person. I'm opinionated and, but I probably won't want to see a lot of me around here because I'll be getting mad because everybody be just like me. But, when all of us is here, it takes the difference to make, to make those things. It takes us to make that drive go by our commission. We might not agree on everything, but at the end of the day, we try to sway with each other. We try to make means with each other and everything. And it's just been a good job working with you all. And as it
Where's your fiance you married from? Where's she from?
She's from Fitzgerald, Osceola, Georgia.
What dad is saying?
Her dad is Deputy Ronald Dixon.
He told me, my office told me that you treated him with all the right thing.
Oh, I'm treating her right now. You best believe that.
I didn't know that.
I'm treating her right now. He had to come shoot me yet, so I'm doing something right.
And Mr. Mayor, that's my nephew, and that's my cousin, so you really need my vote. Now I close my case.
When he gonna drop the mic on? He gonna drop the mic on.
That's all I got to say though, but I think all the department heads, and thank every worker of the city of Douglas, because it take all y'all to make the city what it is and what it is today. Every department head, every worker, we don't, sometimes it's good to tell people thank you. Just to tell a word of thanks, And that's more than money, that's more than anything. And we're not working for a crown just here, but we're working a crown up there. And one thing about it, can't no man take my crown away. I got the opportunity to get that crown. So that's why I have to do right by these citizens and by them putting me in place and being the voice and to speak right when it's wrong. And that's why I'm here. And I just commend y'all and I love y'all. I love my mayor pro temp and I love my mayor and everything. And I love my city manager too, because a lot of people don't understand. Like these first 5 months was hard for me. A lot of people say, well, he went to everything, but if it wasn't for the mayor, it wasn't for the city manager, I wouldn't have been to everything on every spot. They say he would have walked, he would everything down. But I was enjoying myself though. But that's all I got to say. And y'all just be safe during the holidays. Christmas coming up. And if you know a child that don't have, a family that don't have, be a blessing. It ain't about me, it ain't about you, it ain't about you. It's about gifts, but if you know a family don't have, give. And I tell you, God will give it back to you. Press down, shake it together, and run it on.
Amen.
Oh, goodness, that's a hard sermon to follow. That is a hard act to follow, y'all. I appreciate you too, guys. People do. This fella's my son's age, so I'm like the mama here, That's like our grandpa in the middle there. But he does, listen, he tries to be a good example, and for that we're grateful. We really are. He keeps us straight, and he's a good example for us. I really, I have to say, I thank everybody, not just the citizens of our ward, but everybody in this room for coming out. I think, I know everybody in my family had a great Thanksgiving. I hope all of you did. We were very blessed. And just wish everybody a happy holiday coming up. I want to say one other thing too, Mayor. I think, I know Mayor, or the gentleman there spoke about this end of the table or this end. Our heart is in the right place. Our heart is in the right place. And we may misspeak or we may, we're not always going to be right, but what we want to do is the best for everybody and the very best we can in everybody's best interest. So thank you again for your leadership. And we act like it's the end of the year or something.
Yeah, it is.
It almost is. It almost is. We got a few more meetings. So thank you again.
Commissioner Gallo?
First, I want to congratulate the Coffee County Coastal football team. We had the opportunity to go up there and watch them again this past weekend up in 300 miles up the road in Dalton, Georgia.
AC-333.
They played undefeated, #1 seed in their bracket. It was looking pretty bleak there in the fourth quarter. We were down 30-14, but those guys, they did not quit. That was, you think of it as a parent, as a teacher, as a coach, you're not going to win everything. You're not going to get that A every time, but what you want from your children is to know that they've given their best effort. And that's what I saw out there Friday night and what these boys did for these past 3 games. They represented us well. The band was there as well. They give, like they have been all season, giving their support. And impressively, we had another large crowd. I thought surely it'll drop off, but they did not drop off. They were there. They were there, and that other team knew they were there, as well as the referees. There were some strange calls, but those guys never quit. And we were down 30-14, and it ended up being 30-28. Very exciting game. These young men, they beat a #1 seed in the first round. In the second round, they beat a team that only lost 1 game, and then they come up against this past week was an undefeated team, and they played very well as a team that had 26 seniors on it. So it was a tough matchup. We came up a little bit short. I would say that is the closest of all the 4 games that was played in our classification this weekend. So, and 2 out of the 4 teams are from our region. That's where we come from. So. Hats off to the players, to the coaches, and to all the parents and fans who supported, our local football team. Just a reminder, something as Commissioner Durham said, over in Tifton, we had some of y'all may have picked up on it, was on Channel 10. We had a couple of teenagers that tragically lost their lives in a traffic wreck. All of us particularly mindful of that, all the distance we've been traveling these last 3 weekends. I think we've been very blessed as a community. Amen. We know about the bus wreck up in Chattanooga, but of course we're into the holiday season. We're going to have a lot of traveling. Please, let's everyone remember how important it is. It's more, if you got to get there, it's better to get there a little bit late than not get there at all. And a reminder, including mine at my house, all those young and teenage drivers, please slow it down. Pay attention to your driving. That young couple that was killed, there's no indication there was any drugs or alcohol involved, but it was excessive speed is probably going to be the biggest factor there. Slow it down. I know you're young and you want to enjoy life, and it seems like it's moving. Things are going to pass you by, but I promise you it won't. Slow down and be safe, please. Feel for those families over there and what they're going through. I too would like to thank all our staff here, all our department heads, all our employees for all that you do and all you have done over this holidays. The many volunteer hours and the programs that you guys have supported and are supporting as we head into our Christmas season. Again, echo Commissioner Durham, we know the reason for the season. I would invite you to look at our church. They've got #LightTheWorld. I had the opportunity to look at an introduction video. It's only about a couple minutes, but it was it'll touch your heart. They showed scenes from the Savior's life, and then they would show a parallel scene to what we can do. And it reminded me of something, just like we know that the Savior healed the sick, he brought sight to the blind, fed the hungry, he ministered to those who were lonely or outcast. Well, they put it right there in front of us. We can do those things. He's not here with us, but he's taught us what to do. And we are his hands. And that's what he expects out of us, to serve and help. We can minister to those that are sick. We can visit those in the hospital, our lonely, we got our elderly folks that are widowed or in our nursing homes and facilities. We have been and continue to feed the hungry. And those we can't maybe heal their sight, but we can read for them. We can be there for them. But just a reminder that, that is the reason for the season. And as we get out there and serve, that's what's going to make the difference. And I think that's why I serve and why these other members of this commission serve. Here to make a difference and trying to live up to that standard that's been set by the greatest servant of all. And that's what I intend to keep doing to the best of my ability. And I appreciate you, Mayor. And I noticed how quick Mr. Jacobs said a while ago, oh, I'm not the mayor.
Mayor Pro Tem Pearson, I have to tell you, the other night at the tree lighting ceremony, the mayor referred to me as Mayor Pro Tem Pearson. He introduced me to the entire city that night as Mayor Pro Tem Pearson. So you have a new look here. See, her hair's red like mine now. Look. We're starting to look alike.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it is a pleasure for me to be here.
Yes, it is.
I walked this way some 45 years ago. Been moving ever since. If you don't believe it, you go over there to the library and check it out. You'll find that I ain't just got here. I was trying to find out, and I think Mr. Dale gonna find out for me, that that building that you can set where Wade Park at, where Wade and Quill Field at, used to be a basketball playing gym up there. Fell out of board. That was over Bryant Street. Shield, they called it. But I can't remember what year, but I know I was here back in the 40s. Still here. But God's help. You know, a few years ago, I laid flat on my back for some 28 days. I couldn't wash my face. God did it. I had just stricken down with pneumonia, and I came from pneumonia to a heart attack. From a heart attack, I already had lung cancer, and God lifted me up. The day I arrived, even the doctors that would treat me thought I would have died. But God, and I didn't think that. So I'm here, and that's why I keep speaking for people. And I don't want to rub nobody wrong, and I'm not going to win every case. I learned that a long time ago. But as long as I get it out, as long as I get it on the table, that's all that matters. And I leave it alone. If I can't win it, I know what fights to walk away from and what fights to stay with. But I'm going to tell each and every one of us, for that TV gonna carry us. We're coming into the holiday season. There's going to be state patrol, police on the road. They put a blue light on you, pull over. Sit there till they give you instructions. Let's don't be right and be dead right. Let's arrive alive. Now, if we want to live in this country, we first get Jesus. That's number one. What I got. And you follow him, and he'll deal in your heart and your mind the things to do that was right. And as long as you do that, repeating with you and your God, then you're going to be all right. But I'm telling you the truth, because I know it. Everybody is going to have some problems. We're not problem free. Jesus what? Jesus told his disciples where he's going. When he's going, they're going to do better, greater things. You know, they got ready to kill him. They don't want to kill him at all. But I want you to know, if the police instruct you to do something, you ought to let do that. We got a few bail bombers in this town. If you call them, they'll come. They can't get you out the graveyard.
They sure can.
They can get you out of jail. You ain't done something mighty bad. You can get out of jail. We got some lawyers that'll stand there and plead your case. Got one on that end of the table, one over there. Don't worry about it. The only thing you do is follow the instructions. If we didn't have law, we'd be in a mess. You know, I walked away from one of the greatest jobs that I ever had with Christ in 1959 and came back here to Coffee Town. I was in Detroit, Michigan, and I walked away from that job because we didn't say nothing. We watched them kill us like rats. And the law come up and we don't know nothing. And I was looking at the slogan that was said on film over the night that I first heard it from Lee Smith. If you see something, say something. And I told my daddy at that time when I left there, he was crying. I said, go. I said, we do rabbit bidding, y'all do people here. If we kill a rabbit, if we don't know a rabbit at night, we'll stop and take him, see if somebody can eat. You know. But here, y'all, they walk away from a dead man, a dead woman. And nobody see that when the law said that. That's not the way to live. We got to learn to live in peace and harmony here. And we want to survive. The Bible has told us and give us quite instruction how to get there. You come together. Turn from your wicked ways. Seek God's face and come together as a people. And I'll give you land. As long as you stay split up, you're going to stay in trouble. You think I'm lying? I take it to Almond. I take it away from us. That prison. And you see how many stiff-minded folks in there. People that won't listen. And now they come out and they think it's y'all. And they wind up right back in there. Someone got babies and they fall in love with the babies when they go to jail. They don't love the children until they go to jail. That's why they got the Christmas people to taking care of them. Taking up money for the Christmas children. When they go to jail, they love their children then, you know, but up until then, they're with you. And they on the move. Telling you what God is pleased with and what Johnny wrote. If you want to please Johnny Rowe, you straighten your back, son. Nobody can ride a back straight. You got to bend over and let somebody get on it. Follow the signs and listen to it. Do what the signposts say. If you want to survive, I'll tell you like the golf player, the ant stole the golf, other ant. They hit the ball in the ant bed. And the golfer was hitting that and he kept killing ants. And the other ants looked at her and said, what we going to do? They get on the ball. He ain't hitting the ball. You know, hitting everything on the ball. Get on the ball. You can survive it right. Thank you very much.
I like that. That was great.
Mr. Moore, get us out of here.
I tell you what, I was thinking about taking up an office.
This person, that's it. That's it.
I hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. We did, and I hope you have a good and safe rest of the year. Thank you for what you do. And I send sympathy to Tay-Tay's future. Her daddy will be coming over here before long. Straighten him out.
Oh.
And he could use it. I'm talking now, just gonna talk. The truth hurts sometimes. But anyhow, we thank you for what you do, and keep on keeping on. I will have a better year next year. And maybe old Johnny still be around.
Yeah, we
He's still trying to catch up with me.
Thank you.
Yeah, you want.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to first of all say, to the citizens of Douglas, I take pride in what I do. When I got elected 17 years ago, I took an oath, and prior to taking that oath, I talked to God and prayed to God that I would do what is right and what is pleasing. And I cannot do what is right or pleasing if I know something is wrong and I do not say something about it. That's just who I am. And to the citizens that made a comment, Mr. Paul, and I understand where you're coming from, and I appreciate, your concern. And what you said is so true, because that's why I said what the pastor said earlier. He was right on point, and he had his message had to have came from God, because he said in his message, this thing was too heavy for Moses. This thing too heavy for thee. So that hit very close to home to me tonight. But and I am praying about it. It's not a matter of trying to make anybody feel bad, to show anybody up. It's just a matter of standing for what is right or wrong. I'm not a person of hypocrisy. I'm not a liar. If I say something, you can count on that I'm telling you the truth, even if I'm at fault. Sometimes I think I'm too honest. A lot of people tell me that. I said I should have never have gotten into politics. And sometimes I wonder about it. I really do. But my heart is troubled because I feel like something has gone on wrong. But I am going to continue to pray about it and give it to God. But it does not bother me. You mentioned about the looks that were being given to me. That's okay, because I am the daughter of Gladys Coley. My mother was a fighter, and she would turn over in her grave if she knew I sat here and something was wrong and I did not speak on it. She told me, whatever you do, you stand for what's right if you have to stand by yourself. And that's what I would do. So it's not about trying to make anybody feel bad. It's just about, I feel and I believe our citizens deserve what is right, to be treated fairly. And if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. In our church, there's a song that says, you got to get to heaven from down here. And what that means is, everybody talking about heaven ain't going. If you're not treating your fellow man right, if you're sitting around lying, if one thing is, you think drinking on Sunday is so bad or whatever, but what about that lie you told? What about that person you mistreated? We got to do right down here, people. We got to do right here by our fellow man. And I'm not going to sit and say, well, you're right when I know you're wrong. But I'm just, that's not me. That's not Olivia Coley Pearson. And for that, what is happening to me because of who I am is happening with the indictment he mentioned about helping people to vote. That's all the result of that. But I know that as long as I stand for what is right, God is with me. God is with me because people are being mistreated. That prison he talked about, people are jailed falsely. There are some people in there who are innocent. Everybody that's in there, they didn't commit the crime. So, but it's because people kept their mouths shut. Somebody knew it was wrong and they didn't say anything. And I'm sorry. I owe the citizens of Douglas, Georgia, more than that to sit back and see some wrong being done and choose to say nothing. Lastly, Commissioner Durham mentioned about the two families with the death, Harold Martin and the Andrews and Brockton. I'd also like to add the Hicks family, Mr. T.C. Hicks, Mr. Curtis Hicks, he passed away also. Last week I think. But to everybody, please enjoy your holiday season. Be safe. Treat people right. That's not too hard to do. Thank you.
Outstanding. Let me do my standard comments I always close with. We always talk about our youth. I encourage you to go over to the Parks and Recreation, get your sons and daughters in our programs, keep them motivated, keep them busy. Also, I would encourage you to, if they're out at high school, to join the Navy ROTC. They're on display every commission meeting. In the Boys and Girls Club, I always encourage the community over on Gaskin Avenue to get involved. Don't just pass by. Actually go on the inside. And also at the Thanksgiving Spectacular, I was very impressed with the entire program. Had a great time, but I've also enjoyed looking at Facebook. I see the citizens going down, taking pictures, posting on Facebook. We were actually trending one time, whatever that means. No idea what that means. So, but there, I think all the performers were great. And the young lady that sung, what was that song? Come Home for Christmas? Is that the one? Is that the one? Yeah. Oh, that girl that sung that. But everybody sung very well. Also, I always try to find things for our youth to do. There's a couple dance groups there that were having the time of their lives. I believe one of them was Expressions, and the other one was On Your Toes. Hey, if you have a little daughter, get them dressed up, go to some dance recitals, you will have a great time. I have 2 daughters, done that thing. I was actually a squad dad. I was in charge of cheerleading. We did some nice military cheating, that you understand. But the only bad thing, my soldiers used to come down there and watch me, and then they pick at me all week. I don't know why people always pick on me. I don't mess with nobody. So you say God's up there with the light smoke?
Everybody get away.
Look at you. Look at y'all. And as always, Commissioner G.B.R took my thunder about my mighty Trojans over there. Listen to me. You will be surprised what can be accomplished if you get behind one child. You will be surprised if the parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, the community, the pastors, the church get behind those individuals. You will be very surprised what the outcome will be. As Commissioner Gowan said, there was no quit. There was no quit in our mighty Trojans. And we just so happened to be positioned on our side that had some Dalton's fans over there. He said, we normally gone by halftime. I said, you ain't leaving at halftime today. We gonna take you to the wire. And that's what those guys done. I mean, they were hitting, but come up a little short. But I want you to understand, this is a very tough region. The first round, the 4 that we sent into the first round were all victorious. I can't remember the 5th game that we lost, but we lost one game by 11 points, one game by 5 points, one game by 3 points, and the last game by 2 points. We were always very competitive. And remember, we only won one region game. We only won one region game. So it was difficult to get in. And then to do what they done was simply amazing. My last couple comments is, you know, I always tell individuals this right here. The last thing I want to do as a member of this council is to be right. It's not important for me to be right, but it is detrimentally important for us to get it right. We are as one. We are as one. And over the past year, I've tried to mentor the Boys and Girls Club over here and hold down the nursing home over here. You know what I mean? So it's been interesting. I don't know why people pick on me.
Stuff like that.
I don't know why people pick on me. So, but I want y'all to understand something that, you know, I gave this speech one time. Two of the greatest events in my life look horrible. The crucifixion of Jesus Christ was a horrible event. That movie that Mel Gibson done a few years ago still is a very powerful movie. And the birth of a child is not a pretty event. But I was blessed to have 2 beautiful daughters. The reason why I say that, sometimes governing doesn't always look pretty. It doesn't always look pretty. But we're in a democratic society. We be respectful to one another. We listen to one another. We come to a consensus or a vote, and we move forward. And thus far, we have done that. And I appreciate that. My last thing about Christmas. Listen, I love Christmas. It's like my best time of the year. My daughters have videos. When I get a gift, oh Lord, I am excited. Listen to me. I mean excited. Love Christmas. Why do I love Christmas? People are normally a little bit nice. People are normally a little bit more tolerant. People are normally a little bit more patient. People are normally a little bit more understanding. And people are more forgiving. They're more forgiving. So when we talk about Christmas, love Christmas, put up the Christmas, well, actually, my wife put up the Christmas tree. I cannot believe that. She put up the Christmas tree without me. That's like one of my things. I like putting up the Christmas tree. And my last thing is, we must always remember this right here. The Christmas season. I remember a few years ago, when I used to live in D5, over across from the George Washington Carver Center, formerly known as the Block. I can say this, that I know for a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, that God listens to the prayers of a little child that lives in the housing authority. I know this without a doubt because I'm that child. I'm that child. But you know what? My family got behind me. The community got behind me. My uncles beat me sometimes, but I still disagree with. And it helped me be who I am. Only thing I'm trying to do up here as the mayor of the city of Douglas is to be a part of the governing body. So one thing I want to do, the police chief from Dallas that retired, he said the reason that he retired, no, the reason why he wanted to be a police officer, he wanted to take care of the people that took care of him. And with his name being sensationalized and all of a sudden he's a national figure, he said he could no longer take care of the people that took care of him because it became an opportunity for self-gain. So he resigned. That's power. He stayed true to the reason why he became a police officer, to serve the individuals that protected him. So with that being said, whew, that was a nice meeting, y'all. Really appreciate it. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
It has been motioned and properly second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. We stand adjourned.
Last trip there and put all that? No. Another meeting on the
Oh, no, I got fine stuff.
baseball field.